key Rame.
Okay, so before the break, I left chat with a question. A determination, a decision to make. Am I attacking this settler unit or not? And the end result was... none of you said a thing! You all fail. You're all fantastic, don't get me wrong. So guess what? Bang. Break it! Attack! Alright. So... I have another settler unit all of a sudden. I know right where I want it to be. Of course. Oh, hello. Archers there. Yeah, I think their best bet is to run. Oh, bloody hell. You have got to be kidding me. Well, they're getting taken right back again. Fun. Well, they defend. I should have just had them stick with the unit, but I figured it's not gonna be anything up there. We can just get that city going that much faster. Nope. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to use the Peace Ray then. Of course, it would have been more convenient to steal the settler and then use the Peace Ray. That, incidentally, was the solution to the puzzle that none of you came up with. I probably would have given bennies to anybody who put that together, but oh well. Who knows? Maybe they'll leave it undefended. I can grab it again. Nope, they solved that problem by immediately planting them into another city. And not where I would have wanted them either. That's unfortunate. Wait. Are you sure? Oh, Courtier did mention that. How did I miss that? I sincerely apologize. I did totally miss that somehow. Well, it's a possibility. I mean, I know that there's one unit in that city, and it is a Legion unit. It has a defense of 1, and I have a veteran unit on its way there. Even if you add in the fortification bonus, I should still have a better than even shot at this. I might actually be able to take it before he gets something else built there. Mind you, he could always end up rush buying something. But at any rate, I don't have anything else to do with this veteran warrior, so I'll go ahead and try. I'll try to attack it, and then pass or fail, I'll hit the Peace Ray after. Sounds like a plan. I might end up attacking it later, once I got, horseback riding going for it. But first, I want masonry. I could still be first to research that, and I desperately want that bonus. 3 turns, and I don't think I'm getting it in 2. And what on earth is wrong with you two? Why are they trying to just run into the mountain like this? Maybe I should go put them out of their misery. I will... I still have a turn or two. Let me, peek around a bit. Pick them up from the other side, most likely. Yeah, we're gonna enter. Oh! They didn't wait! That's why I went to the forest. Defensive bonus. Get him! Yes! And because they just won a battle where the odds were no better than even, it basically counts for 3 victories all at once. They just got upgraded. As an elite, they now get a special ability. I can give them an additional movement point. I can give them a boost to attacking cities. Yes, I like infiltration. I will take infiltration. So I now have a ninja warrior. If he belonged to the enemy, he would be a, Matt Eisman voice, American Ninja Warrior! But no, he's actually a Spanish Ninja Warrior. Safest place for this guy? Ooh! They did get someone in there. No, they didn't. It's actually... Yeah. The .67 is my unit. Oh, darn. They got him. He was gonna die anyway. What else was I gonna do? Oh. The barbarian village I just stumbled across. Oops. All wars ended, and incense is sitting on that tile. +2 culture. Okay, I am going to want more than 2 cities. Going to have to... Yeah, over here. Probably where they're going to end up going. Alright, I do want these cities to finish building the warriors that they are. But I then need to get temples in them as quickly as possible. I don't want to just leave the Ark of the Covenant languishing there. Yeah, I may actually end up going to war against the Americans again later on. It might be out of my hands, but I should be well prepared to do so. I suppose I could also go after the French, but that might be problematic. Okay, you guys, the boat? Okay. You guys can see. And give me one more, please. One more. You sail around. You know what? Give me just a minute or two here to swap this controller out with one where the analog sticks aren't quite so, finicky. This game has 0 dead zone tolerance, unfortunately. You have even the slightest bit of stick drift, it makes it very difficult to play, unfortunately. Uh-oh. There is something wrong with this controller. That was really weird. Alright, connected now. Sorry about that. Okay. Much, much better. Okay. Masonry coming next turn. Exactly what I want. Okay, great. Do I need that? Yes, I do. Okay. I have enough techs to now be in the medieval era. I now get +1 naval combat. I have that for the remainder of the game. The game will automatically prompt me to save, and you may have noticed that my advisors have gotten an upgrade of sorts. I'll just save over this. I have masonry. I can now build walls. And the Great Wall. Also have access to marble resources. I wasn't first to it. Crap. Well, that's alright. It's actually construction that matters the most. I want that desperately. I don't have ironworking yet, but I don't need it being offered to me right now. I'm going to want to shift things over so as to get that as soon as possible. I'm willing to delay the warrior to do so. Matter of fact, it's tempting to switch this over to library. No, I can't rush by it. Never mind. The warriors can wait. The tech cannot. I wish I could do it in 4 turns. That's literally impossible for me right now. Have to be 5. Yeah, the situation is such that the first to research bonus for construction will be enormous. Absolutely enormous. I really want to make sure I secure that. New cultural leader. Got 2 great people, I would assume they are now, unless he just built a wonder. I would be notified of that, though. Islands in here. Okay. Go back to my cities here. We'll grow in turn, that's good. Sure. The barbarian village. Okay, Madrid size 5, do that. for the moment. Ah, they built the Lighthouse of Alexandria. That is important because it means the artifacts over here are no longer exclusive to me. I know that he's going to be getting to them fairly soon. Actually, he would have been able to reach them even with just a galley, although he's a lot more likely to do some exploration. Most importantly, if indeed Atlantis is out here, that's someone else who can grab it now, so I gotta get a move on. I no longer have the luxury of time to sit and secure these things for myself. Okay, so I've built a third warrior, and you can see on the screen now the main reason why I wanted to get a third one. It wasn't an arbitrary number. In this game, sets of 3 like units can merge together to form a single unit, an army. Armies basically take the advantages of numbers. It essentially functions like it's one unit of triple strength and triple hit points. They would fight essentially as a, well, not exactly as a 9-figure unit, but in a leader. Good to see you here. Yes, Vivrev. Once again, my thanks to Spicy SNES for making this possible, for providing me with this capture device. That, and it is written at the bottom of the screen there. I would be doing my civic duty if I didn't maintain my marquee. So I just hit this little Y button here. And we have ourselves a much sturdier unit. It can get pounded down significantly and still heal it all back up. It gives it a lot more strength and a lot more life. Essentially, like, this archer could only make any headway against this city if it killed all 3 of those warriors at once. That's essentially what that boils down to, and they heal 3 times as fast, effectively, per hit point, as it were. Very, very strong stuff. The essential thing to do. I will have construction next turn, and I hope I beat everyone else to it. Yes, I did! Okay. The first to discover bonus for construction is that I get a free workshop instantly built in one of my cities. It has to be a city with a hill around it. The only cities that you can build workshops in. And my capital didn't have one, so I knew it was going to end up in Valencia. That was exactly what I wanted. Yeah, 2 DLC wonders are tied to construction, as well as the workshop and one of the special resources. Oak trees, I think it is? At any rate... Ironworking still locked down. I could be first to get irrigation. The first to research bonus for irrigation is that all of your cities immediately increase in population by 1. I think I'm going to grab that while I'm here. I'm going to wait a little Just a tiny bit longer on horseback riding, but not much longer. Holy crap, David? There are only 2 military leaders in this game. It's very rare that I see either of them. My first great person, and they just gave me one of the 2. Okay. Ooh. So, great people. 2 things that you can do with them. 6 different types. Each of them has 2 purposes. 1 essentially consumes the great leader. It spends it. You do that effect, the great leader is gone off the map. He has done his thing. And it is on to the next one as you build up more culture points. The other thing that you can have them do is settle them into a city. This will provide that city with a permanent boost. They remain within that city. Even if the city is taken by somebody else, the great person remains there, continues to boost the city. A great leader can be kidnapped with a spy, in which case it becomes a movable unit again, and if you can get it to one of your own cities, you can cash it in, or have it settle there. As a great leader, military type here, I can cash him in to upgrade every unit I have on the map to a veteran, or I can settle him here in Madrid, or I could have him move to Valencia. And the result there would be that any unit produced in that city would become immediately a veteran, unless I had a barracks built there. Barracks normally allows units to become veterans. They will stack, they will combine, so that I immediately get elites. I can give them a special power right off the bat. And what makes this so very devastating is that you can build 3 units of the same type, choose a different ability for each one, and then merge them into an army that has all 3 abilities. This is stupid good. For now, I'm actually going to pick Let Me Think About It. And the reason why is I do want to have him settle, but not there. I want him in Valencia. The problem is getting him there with those enemy units all around. I have a solution for this. Building a road. Great people can be captured in the same way that settlers and caravans can. So I can't just have this guy march across to my other city safely. Well worth the 75 gold to build a road, which will get him there in a single turn. Following a road does not cost you movement points, but entering a city does. That's cost him one of his 2 movement points. Great leaders always have 2 for whatever reason. And I will now have him settle here. You may wonder why it mattered, and I will show you in a moment. I got a little distracted from something. I will get back to that in a moment. You don't need to build warriors now. You need a temple. As soon as you can get it. Right. So, workshop. Hills. +2 production. This city was getting 1 production from each hill. It's now getting 3. So yeah. This is where the production now lies. I am going to take full advantage of that by working both of these hills. And when this city gets a courthouse, there will be 2 more hills in its radius. So this is going to be a good, strong production city here. Very useful for building units and wonders, and that's exactly why I wanted the Great Leader here. I can start cranking out horsemen here. They will be instantly elites, and maybe 2 or 3 horsemen army, and then I'll grab Camelot. They all become knight armies. And then somebody's going to be very unhappy with me. That's the plan, anyway. But, for the moment... oh, they still don't have that 3rd warrior. I want that. I want that warrior, and then once they get it, time to build a temple. I am perfectly willing to hit this place with just the 2 cities. At this point, I don't think it would be sufficiently convenient for me to crank out a settler and have that give me 1 more city. I might just put it here if I were to do so. It'd be quick enough to get it into position. And then it would get the temple for free. I wouldn't wait until it builds its own and get a cathedral out of it. I'm fine with just grabbing it now, as it is. I kind of don't want to take any chances with someone else swooping in and grabbing that. My galleon is basically going to be patrolling this island here. Make sure that the French don't wander in. Because I want those effects. Both of them. Alright, that looks like it's my turn. There we go. Army formed. And because there was a veteran in that group, because of the leader settled there, that 3rd warrior was a veteran, the entire army is a veteran army. Big bada boom. And the city just grew, so more research. But yes, as noted, I need the temple. They'll have their temple in 7 turns, you'll have your temple in 8, apparently. I might end up rush buying it when I get close. I don't have much gold right now, though. Might be a little bit to be had in a tech overage, though. They are simply going to defend. You will defend. You will sail around. Okay. I do want to do more exploration, but it's sort of not an option for me at the moment. Now, these next few turns should be fairly quick. I don't have a whole lot to do. Irrigation! And I was first to discover it, so I just gained a free pop in both cities. Okay. At this point, I do believe I want horseback riding. I can start building those once the temples are taken care of. And I don't think I can resist, and I don't think I should resist. Alright, so you can start growing again. Production is more important, though. No real advantage to getting one temple before the other, anyway. Horseback riding in a single turn. I like the sound of that. Paris has been recognized as the world's greatest city. This is the foreign advisor basically telling me that the top 10 cities report is about to come up on the screen. The ones with question marks in black here belong to players I haven't encountered yet. The 5 capitals tend to be the top 5 cities, especially early on. And it's not surprising at all that Paris is number 1. Almost certainly, they start with a cathedral, so that's very... It's hard for that to not happen. I'm middle of the pack, I'm fine with that. And Valencia is the best non-capital city out there. That bodes very well. Although I suppose it is a little annoying that the Americans are up to at least 3 cities now. I'm gonna have to watch them. Horseback riding is in my hands now. I could get bronze working for a single turn at this rate. Get archers get iron working. And that is actually a prerequisite for currency. However, I think I would rather, especially while these still have first to research bonuses on them, work my way up this way, get writing and literacy. Literacy is very good for culture, and I'm about to have great use for that. Code of Laws leads to the Republic government. Their advantage is that when they build a settler unit, the city that produces it loses only 1 population instead of 2. In this game, it is 2 population to build a settler, unless you are in a republic. The bonus that a monarchy has is extra culture in palaces. Any capital cities that you have, the culture generated by the palace is doubled. Neat little thing there. I don't usually bother with Republic, unless it's a very particular circumstance that I am in. I will usually hold out for monarchy. Or democracy, one or the other. The advantage in a democracy is that your trade is boosted by 50%. That's pretty huge. There is, however, a downside to democracy. No one has to be at war with you if they don't want to be. Any player at war with a democracy can choose to declare peace on them, and they can't say a single thing about it. The war is over. And they are not allowed to become the aggressor and declare war themselves. That is the case with a democracy. I will tend to prioritize researching monarchy anyway, simply because the first to research bonus for monarchy is a great person. Great stuff there. Oh, happy birthday! When you research a technology that gives you a new government type, there's an interesting little extra boost the game gives you. You have the option of switching governments to that one right then and there at no penalty. But it has to be right then and there at that moment. Otherwise, you suffer a turn of anarchy. A turn of your cities doing absolutely nothing. Only the one turn. It's only ever the one turn. There's no variance to it. But in this game, one turn can be quite a lot. I'm going to wait on this. These lower techs might actually end up getting gifted to me at some point. Main thing I would want out of bronze working is actually the Colossus, the wonder of the world. I am going to go for riding. Yes, culture a problem, but I'm working on that right now as I'm building temples.
Hooey.
Lord Zotmeister, your expansionist greed will be your downfall. However, we will leave you in peace for 10 turns if you will send us your great leader, David. Fight me. He actually did declare war on me. Alright. So be it. Temple complete in 4 turns. 6 here. Would be nice to have it done in 2 turns. Nice round number like that, but I think I need that production. No, I can afford to wait a little bit longer. Wait until they would come up at the same time, basically. And they had a unit in place to block one of my hills already! Grr. Well, I guess I'll just leave it on the research then. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, good luck with that. Strength in numbers. Okay, the first 2 research bonus for writing, I just got a free spy. Which is huge, because no one else is going to have one. Spies will defend against each other. They actually fight in melee. Spies know Kung Fu. Uh-oh, what did you just link to, Jezendar? What did you just link to? Oh yes, that again. I love that. Funny because it's true. Okay, alright. Straight on to literacy. Avignon, huh? So let's see. Spies are actually hidden slightly on the map. But they can also be captured if a military unit attacks them. Flip sides. If I could get her... Oh... I'd have to use the boat in conjunction with this. So the spy is on the boat. One of the most useful and effective things a spy can do is kidnap a great person. So the idea is I spend that spy to come in here, and I would want to grab the Great Builder. Although I don't think I get to choose. I'd take either one. You can tell what great people are in a city by the banners. That apple banner means that there is a humanitarian in there. And the hammer means there's a great builder in there. Those are both devastating. The great builder in particular. Especially since I'm playing as the Spanish. If the game gives me a great builder as my first leader, yeah, it's pretty much over. Pretty much over. It's GG, guys. I got this. Temple in 2 turns in both cities. Perfect. Literacy will be slowed down slightly. I am okay with this. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Yes. Next turn will be fine. Okay. Temples provide 1 culture per citizen per turn. I will now tell them to build harbor, walls, harbor. As a matter of fact, now's a good time to switch over to boosting the pop. And a temple here as well. They need a library first. I'm going to leave things as it's sitting in there. My boat can't get adjacent to their city from there anyway. Because it can't enter their territory. The blue area. Sending a military unit in there is an act of war. I don't want to have a war with them. Alright, both of my cities now have temples. Let's pop the ark. Cathedrals. Cathedrals basically provide double the culture that the temples would. Although this one hasn't updated the number yet, for whatever reason. Yeah, good, strong stuff. I should be seeing a lot more great people. A lot more. Wheat resource. Extra food. I am probably going to be building a couple more cities, and one of them is going to be right here. It'll have all the food it needs from these two. What it won't have is production. Like, any of it. I suppose I could build the city up here instead, have access to that forest. Get the dye later, but I'm actually thinking I'll be building a separate city up here, a second one. That and Atlantis might still be out here somewhere. I should keep looking for it. But right now the boat is on a mission. Very good mission.
Uasham.
I think I did not exactly take into account the amount of time exposition would require. I just noticed it's already after 1, so I think this is actually going to end up being a 2-night game after all. But, it definitely will be, it should not be any longer than that, not by a long shot. And it will be Master of Orion the week after that.
Follow.
Okay, the galleon sits here. Activate the spy. Oh, they won't let me do that, will they? But they will let me do that. It costs her all of her movement to disembark, but they don't see her there. Okay, militia. Move back here, actually. Only if they happen to arbitrarily try to move a unit into that tile will they be like, oh, I captured a spy. Nice work, gentlemen. Yes. I went from disgusting to uncivilized to civilized in very short order. Spy. Yes. Disrupt defensive units is an option that I wish were in other games. It takes all the military units in that tile and de-fortifies them. They lose that defensive bonus. Ooh, he's trying to build the Colossus in there. If I were to pick this, he would lose all production he has built up toward it. That would destroy a random building. That would take some gold out of his supply, but yeah, I'm kidnapping a great person. And I got Bach, who is a humanitarian. Into the boat! Sail! Back to one of my cities, please. Okay. You guys can keep waiting. The boat will come back eventually, I promise. The spy essentially is spent in that process. She retires. Literacy. This is where you can build the courthouse. That is going to be very important for me here. I was not first to research it. Someone else is catching up. You can see all of these texts that are in green, the ones that I've already researched. If there's a 1 marker on it, it means that I was the first to get it. Technically, I was the first to navigation, but I did not research it myself. It was one I simply started the game with. I did not get a research bonus out of it or anything like that. Mathematics? Oh, it leads to engineering, right? At this point, that might actually be what I want. Yeah. I'm not going to worry too much about the upper track at the moment. Monarchy does require a code of laws. Helps their currency, too. Maybe I should grab bronze working? Now, let's see if I can get a free catapult. Yay! And I am now sophisticated. That built up quite nicely. I gotta... Oh! He must have just gotten a third one, and that was the one I kidnapped. There wasn't a great artist banner there. Interesting. Wow. Okay, so if you settle a great artist, you get a boost to culture in that city. It will generate 50% more. If you cash in a great artist, it immediately culture flips an enemy city. I could either get extra culture here, or just plain take Detroit. Not even an act of war, it's an act of culture. It's just as if the border was pushing against it and I culture flipped it. That is a very, very tough decision. Notably, a culture-flipped city is one of those landmarks progressing towards a cultural victory. So, either way, with a great artist, you make progress on that. I suppose that would reduce what they could be sending against me. We are currently at war. Oh, that's also sort of the hard part. whatever defensive units are in there right now, I would get them, and I have the feeling it's at least an archer. Possibly an archer army? But if it isn't, I don't know if I would be able to defend that all that well. I will take the safe option and settle him in there. After all, there is already a cathedral in there. So, that is definitely a sizable chunk of culture it is providing. Wow, okay. You don't need to chunk away at a harbor anymore. I want horsemen. I want horsemen. I want, like, minimum 6 of them. Probably more like 9. I want, like, 2 or 3 armies of them. And then I want to hit Camelot. Oh, actually, hold up a sec. I have a better idea. This needs to happen. You know what? Let me move you to here. I should be getting a new city built sooner rather than later. No, I'm gonna keep at the horsemen. I'm gonna keep at the horsemen. These 2 cities are actually pretty damn fine as they are. The Americans just cashed in a great humanitarian. Immediately boosts the population of all their cities by 1. Settling a great humanitarian makes the city grow twice as fast. It says plus 50% on the screen. That's a lie. What it actually does is it cuts in half the amount of food a city needs in order to grow. Ooh. They have a boat. Ooh, that is a Greek... It's a Greek caravan. If I were so inclined, I could capture that now and try to send that against, you know, I could send that into Paris or even an American city. Get gold for it. Or I could just let it enter Valencia and just make do with the import tax, and I am fine with that. We will have peace. It can be irritating to fight against the Greeks, especially early on, because as they start with the democracy tech, they start with access to the pikeman unit, which is an even better defender than the archer. Not that I would want to be fighting them anyway. So I'm okay with that. This galleon totally needs to be on the other side of this continent. I'm going to try to get it there. Okay. Notice that my national border is extending way out here, down along here. Yeah, the culture boost there is pretty strong. And the Americans are actually disgusting at the moment. So if I were to, say, build another city around, I don't know, maybe like here or so, and put a temple in it, there's actually a very good chance, unless he rush buys city walls in Detroit, that it could actually just flip. But the way things are going for me, I think it might actually be better to sack it. Because I'm anticipating having knights very soon. They made 120 gold out of that caravan. I got 40. Oh no, the French found the court of Camelot. Damn. Oh well. So much for that plan. There's still the terracotta army that I can go and grab. I don't have a whole lot of units, but hey, still, it's better that I have scout than someone else. I am not giving you my great thinker. Bite me. Unfortunately, I did actually get that horseman built. I feel compelled to finish out the army now. I can't even see the unit that picked it up. Wine resource sitting there. Yeah, I do feel compelled to at least get an army out of that horseman. So I shall do so. But then I won't be building anymore. Look at this! Top 10 cities have shown up again. Yes, camels! Yes, Valencia has not only surpassed Madrid, it's actually the number 2 city out there now. Athens is 4, and they don't have any other cities in the top 10. Good to see that. French city of Avignon is actually 9th. Some telling stats there. Okay, boat going to go. My guys up there. Prey complete in 2 turns. Horseman complete in 4. Alright. Made landfall. Alright. Still one other player in the game, and they are actually ahead of me, technologically.
Kleptova.
I have another great person, Vasco da Gama. As an explorer or industrialist, the game groups the two of them together, I can either settle him, which will boost the gold produced at the city by 50%, or cash him in and get a chunk of gold added to my treasury right off the bat. Amount based on how far into the game it is, that sort of thing, what techs I've got. 100 gold does not strike me as being worth it. I am going to send him over here. I am actually building a library here, oddly enough. But I can switch without any loss of production power here. Maybe I should crank out a wonder. There's a long enough list. The Great Wall, peace with all civs, and none of them will declare war on you until someone else is engineering. The Great Pyramid allows you to switch to any government in the game until it obsoletes. Is when someone else has monarchy. The Great Library will instantly gift you any technology that at least 2 other players in the game have, but that you don't. Since I tend to go down deep into the tech tree rather than mop up the bottom ones, that could actually give me quite a bit. There's of course the East India Company. Get an extra trade out of C-squares, that would be huge. Shakespeare's theater doubles the culture that you would otherwise earn in the city that produces it. And then the ones below that are DLC wonders. The Leaning Tower of Pisa doubles your caravan import tax. If there's an AI player that has the tendency to constantly send you caravans, that could be well worth it. The Colosseum reduces the amount of experience units need to earn, basically how many battles they need to fight in and win before they get improved. I believe it takes 2 instead of 3. And Sancour University gives extra trade to desert regions, and that lasts for the vast majority of the game. That doesn't expire until mass media. Much, much further on in the game. And given that there are 2 desert tiles here, that might not actually be a bad idea. Mind you, for the cost, the East India Company would be far superior. What I'm going to build, however, is the Hanging Gardens. Hopefully I can get my hands on that. I note that this city will grow in 7 turns. The Hanging Gardens will take 11. So the city would be size 7 when I finish. And it rounds up. So it would immediately gain 4 population and jump to 11. Any population beyond 6 at the moment, at least until I get a courthouse built here, would be best in the city, where they would provide production and trade. So I'm basically looking to boost this city's production and trade by 4. And what I can do now is have this become a gold city rather than a research city. So I won't need the library. I will settle the Gama there. And, yeah, we will start cranking out gold each turn. One vendor in the city here, with enemy units occupying these tiles. I have to leave someone in the city. But since it's oversized 6, person 7 actually gets to produce trade in the town. So I'm getting a little extra research there. Oh, darn it, I wanted to... It automatically switched to his unit and moved him. I wanted him to get on the boat. Mind you, it isn't going to make a difference because he was going to get on the boat anyway. Whether he does it at the start of this turn, next one, it isn't going to matter because the boat's not going to get to anywhere where the militia would disembark in a single turn anyhow. Some way, somehow managed to squeeze that sentence out of my lips. Okay. Onward. What? You two? Now, admittedly, I did kidnap one of your great people. Go to hell! Ugh. They all want a piece of me, huh? You might regret that. In much the same way that land units can be merged in groups of 3 to form armies, groups of ships can be merged together to form fleets. Functions in pretty much the same way. Also means that their naval support is that much more effective. I think we're done for this turn. Oh, the Americans are just all brutal and stuff today. Mathematics! And I was first to research it. So I get a free catapult in my capital, which is about to be very useful, actually. Okay. I like to check the tech planner every tech I get, mainly to see the first to research bonuses, to see where those are intact. I wish that they had put those icons in where they're telling you what techs that you can get, how many turns they would take, because that would save me so much time on loading. First to engineering is still out there, and I would very much like that, so I will go for that. Catapults! Attack power of 4, and notably they do not try to automatically move into the tile of enemies that they defeat. So I could safely have them fight this battle, and they won't leave the city. Oh, come on! Again, it's only one unit. Mind you, you may have noticed that when it's rock landed, it took out 2 enemy units. It's a siege weapon, so it does have that advantage. I moved that horseman here. Send it back to here. It's softened up. There we go. Finish it off. That is an archer army and a legion army together. Sorry, Hanging Gardens, you're gonna have to wait. I need units. I have enough production to get 2 catapults. I might want to rush by a 3rd, have a catapult army. That should do a decent job of repulsing a invading force. I hope. Well, looks like they'll have another catapult next turn regardless. And the horseman back over, I guess. Yeah! Gotta love the Spanish. The ship was twice as strong to begin with, and I got +1 naval combat after my 5th tech as well, so yeah. And I lost anyway! My odds of winning that battle were 3 out of 4. I got the 4. Figures. Wow. AI being very, very aggressive. Yes. That was satisfying. I'm going to have this city build that 3rd horseman. I'm going to have you switch over to something else. Like walls. I'm probably going to rush by at my first opportunity. Right, working 5 tiles, 2 people left. So person 6 can only be a laborer, and then person 7 can be a vendor. How that works. Alright, a little underpinned at the moment, but so bad? Oh dear. Come on, guys! Guys! Oh no. Are you frickin' kidding me? Ugh. Ooh! I will gladly exchange texts with you. Okay. I will rush by those horsemen. Have them form an army. March them right back into Madrid. Guys, thank you. What? How on earth is there someone else in there too? Ah, son of a... Nice. Guerrilla. Bonus attack in home territory. I like the sound of that. Okay. Man. Damn it!
Own 'em.
Cultural buildings are based on a player's culture. When the French took the city over, they demolished the cathedral. It's an automatic thing. You never get to keep those from another player. I have to rebuild the temple and cathedral. And I can't even build a cathedral yet.
Keep.
That was bad. That was very bad. And I might actually have a similar problem here. I probably should not have moved my defenders out of there.
What's him?
Now, the reason why he did not immediately sack that city is a very, very weird one. According to the game logic, I still have a unit sitting in that city. The unit I have sitting in that city, it's actually 2 units. It's the Great People. Because I have Great People in there, for all intents and purposes, I have a 1-turn grace period to get that city redefended. Now, I have a choice here. They are offering me peace here. I could accept this. Buy myself 7 turns of them not bugging me. Or I can move the horsemen I have into my capital, move the army that's sitting there into Valencia, and hope that I can hold both. Yeah, I don't like my odds on that. It's a very rare circumstance in this game that I accept a peace treaty, because it feels like it's so transient. But under this circumstance, yeah, kind of an obvious thing to do. So all of his units immediately teleported back home. I am going to spend these 7 turns and rebuilding what I lost, essentially. Walls strike me as a very good idea. more so than the temple. Walls double the defense of units inside the city. So that's good. I wish I could... Wondering if I should change, what I'm researching. Get some archers. That is gonna be a big fat no! You actually don't seem all that interested in attacking me right now anyway. Can I rush by the walls in either city? No, I cannot. This is a guerrilla unit. It has an attack boost. My odds are better going after him. In case you were concerned, boats can never come out of the water. In this game, they never enter cities directly. They can only ever sit outside them. Provide naval support. Or actually transport units. Okay. Back to the capital, please. Nope. Yeah, oh. Yeah, we can do that, though.
Don't try to, Roman cars.
Cute.
Woof.
New technology leader. Alexander has passed me. Not too surprising. Turns 15 turns. That is French. The forest gives them some better defense. Here we go. Okay.
Kleptova.
Another great person, Sophocles. Another great artist. You cannot settle two great people of the same type in the same city. I already have a great artist there. So I could either have him move, settle him in Madrid, or I can cash him in and it will once again be Detroit that flips. That is sounding like a damn fine idea right about now. Done deal. Done deal. No buildings or people in here. There is indeed an archer army defending it, though. I'm very happy to see that. A granary would work wonders in here with the two plains tiles there. But I think first and foremost, I need the defense. Back to the city, please. Okay. I have a third city. Pretty, decent help there. Yeah, this is, kinda scary, but certainly still salvageable. New cultural leader would be me. You're taking the lead there. You guys defend? That should make it a lot harder for the Americans to be an issue. They should not be bugging Valencia anymore. So yeah, that peace treaty has expired, although they haven't declared war on me again. Certainly be a little more irritating for them to get involved, I guess.
Glatto.
Oh, damn. Still really wanted to build that.
Not happen.
It was such a small city they built it in, too.
Love.
Yeah, you can now go screw. I'm not giving you a great person. Forget it. I can rush by the walls in Valencia, but I don't think that's going to be necessary now. I'd rather just wait it out, save the money. No! I'm not even reading that, no! Forget it! I could rush by that wall. Mind you, a single archer is not going to be sacking this city, so, I'm not going to drop my money quite so quickly. At least not on that. A road might be a good idea, though. And I see that if I build it from here, it will actually, essentially link up to the other road. Rather than needing to use Valencia as a waypoint, it does cost a movement point to enter a city. If I build the road like this, that will actually allow all three cities to send units to each other in a single turn. I will go ahead and do that. Of course, the weird thing is that it will still give me the option to spend 15 gold and build that one little tiny extra bit of road, which basically just gives me another intersection. It is possible for an enemy to, say, occupy this spot on the road and prevent me from freely moving across it. I would have more options. But it's not worth the gold. Not worth the gold. Oh, it is after 1:30. It is getting late here. Okay. That certainly explains a few things. Alright, I suppose this is as reasonable a place as any to, call it a night. I will save this off. And hopefully resume this next week.
Uasham. Hooey. Oh. Nam.
Well, both are good.
And finish that up again. It should only take one more week. It should only be a two-nighter. Should not be a problem. Okay, let